Hey guys, it's Tyler from the Line Change coming at you with another video. In this video, we're going to be going over and asking the question, should the Canucks target Brayden Schenn of the St. Louis Blues? I heard this possibility or this idea recently. I forget exactly which video or podcast or whichever actually was kind of talking about it and brought the idea to my attention. I think I actually even heard it on Sakaris and Price as well during one of their recent podcasts. But yeah, basically questioning, should the Canucks target Brayden Schenn? Brayden Schenn is signed through the 2027-2028 season. So he has term. So that's a positive for the Canucks. That's something the Canucks would want. They would want someone with term, not someone who could be a rental or someone with, who's a pending UFA and is signed through to 2027, 2028. And he has a $6.5 million cap hit. So it's not too expensive. $6.5 million is still quite a bit. And we mentioned in a previous video that the Canucks only have roughly between 10 and 12 million for this upcoming offseason. His contract does include a full no trade clause this season. So he has a full no trade, but it looks like the Blues are shopping him or have made it known that they could potentially trade him. I'm not sure if they've spoken with Schenn himself or if he's open to it, but obviously with the full no trade, he would have to waive his no trade in order for a trade to actually take place. His full no trade does end on July 1st. It shrinks to a 15-team no trade list. So he would be available to half the league come July 1st. But yeah, I just wanted to go over this topic and gouge you guys, the Canucks Nation, and basically see, would you like to see Brayden Schenn be a Vancouver Canuck? He wouldn't be the first Schenn to be a Vancouver Canuck. As everyone knows, his brother Luke is a former Vancouver Canuck, and in fact, he had 2 stints with the Vancouver Canucks. Most recently, a couple seasons ago. So yeah, and then I believe there was even an idea of reuniting the 2 Schenn brothers and Vancouver being a possible destination for both of them. I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't be opposed to that at all. Having both Brayden and Luke, on the Canucks. Luke is a defenseman. Brayden is a center. So there's another thing for the Canucks. Brayden Schenn is a center. They're looking for a top center. I wouldn't exactly call Brayden Schenn a first line center. He's more like second line center, but still he's a top center. The one caveat with Brayden is he is 33 years old. So he's up there. He's on the other side of 30, but he's still got lots left in his game. I wouldn't exactly say he's on the decline. So he can still produce and he can still put up points for your team if you were to acquire him. And of course, as we mentioned, he's got term. He's signed through 2027, 2028. So he's got at least a few years on his contract left. And then you could renegotiate afterwards, if you were to keep him. And obviously he's signed through until he's, in his mid 30s. And after then you could negotiate like a short-term deal, like a 1 or 2 year deal. But that probably would come a little later on. But right now we're not really talking much about, his next contract. We're more so discussing about him now and whether or not he would be a fit for this Vancouver Canucks team. Personally, I haven't really followed too much about Brayden Schenn, as, he is a St. Louis Blue, and I don't really keep tabs on the Blues. So, but I, from what I've seen and, looking at his stats here real quick, give me 1 second. Yeah, and I, from years past, I've, heard nothing but good things about Brayden Schenn. Obviously, I would say he's not putting up the same level of point production that he has in years past, but he's still a darn good player and would, as I mentioned, really help out this Vancouver Canucks team. In his last 10 games, he's got 5 points, and he's got 4 points in his last 5. So that's not too bad at all. It's not too bad at all. I would take that. Let's look down at more stats about him. So he can play the wing as well. 6'1", 200 pounds, a left-handed shot. He was a first-round pick in 2009 by the Los Angeles Kings. Let's look down at his more recent stats. So let's look at this current season. Right now, he's got 12 goals and 22 assists in 59 games, 34 points. He's projected to finish at 17 goals, 31 assists in 82 games, 48 points. Last season, he finished with 46 points, 20 goals, and 26 assists in 82 games. The year before that, he finished with 65 points, 21 goals, 44 assists in 82 games. So just in the last 2 years, potentially 3, if he's able to do it again this year, he's played full seasons. He's not, knock on wood, he's not gotten. So that is a major positive with Brayden Schenn, is he's, durable, especially for someone his age as well. So yeah, the last 2, and then he played 62 games in 2021, 2022, where he managed to get 58 points, 24 goals, 34 assists. The year before that, 16 goals, 20 assists in 56 games for 36 points. So he's relatively put up good numbers for the Blues. You go from 36 to 58 to 65 to 46 to now 34. Roughly his, point production is in the, at least the last 4 years, mid-60s, early 60s, or just about early 60s to mid-60s, which is pretty darn good for a 33-year-old. Yeah. So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys think, Brayden Schenn is a good target for the Canucks? He's a center. He's, not gonna lie, he kind of gives me somewhat JT Miller vibes. I know I've mentioned that before in a previous video with somebody else, with Sam Bennett in my, UFA targets video. Brayden Schenn is that type of player as well, So I would be on board, but, the question remains, what would it cost the Vancouver Canucks if they were to acquire Brayden Schenn? What kind of assets would they have to give up to get him? Would they have to give up prospects? Would they have to give up draft picks? Question is also, what does St. Louis want for Brayden Schenn? Schenn is also the captain of the St. Louis Blues, so they'd be giving up their captain, a leader in their locker room. And do the Canucks even have the assets that St. Louis wants? St. Louis isn't exactly, at the top of the league. Let's quickly look, see where St. Louis even is. Again, I haven't really paid too much attention to St. Louis. Right now, the Blues are 6th in the Central. They're 27, 26, and 6. Let's see where they are in the standings real quick. No, I'm not. Well, we mentioned in our Quinn Hughes video that they're only a few points out of a wild card spot. So there's that. So they could potentially, be a wild card team. So right now they have 60 points. So yeah, they're 6th in the Central. They're behind Utah, Colorado, Minnesota, Dallas, and then the Jets are 1st in the Central. The Blues are 4-4-2 in their last 10 games. They've won their last 2 games, so they could potentially be a playoff team. But I do know, in the last couple years, they haven't been really near the top. At least they haven't since they won the Stanley Cup in 2019, which Brayden Schenn was a part of that team. Yeah, I'm going to pose the question to you guys now. Do you guys think Brayden Schenn is a good trade target for the Canucks at the deadline? Would they maybe wait until July 1st when his no trade clause turns into a 15-team no trade? Let me know. Tell me in the comment section down below. As always, if you like this video, leave a like. It really helps out the channel, as well as subscribing. So smash that subscribe button if you love what you've been seeing with this channel and with this podcast. Share and, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Also, leave a comment on our Spotify as well. On our Spotify, I have been with the videos, been putting up polls on Spotify, so go check those out. I'm also going to start doing the same thing on YouTube. I'm going to start putting in the posts what used to be the community tab. I'm going to be putting up polls and, just to gauge your guys' interest, so look forward to that. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.